I hope you are having an amazing day. I wanted to come in here and share with you some important dates you're going to want to remember in 2022. Hi, if we've never met before, I'm Candus Kampfer, and I love to help bookkeepers and business owners simplify QuickBooks and make tax time easier. So a common question I get asked inside of Cons QuickBooks is like, can you remind me of the deadlines and the dates and all that stuff? Remember, I'm not a tax professional. I love helping you with your QuickBooks, but I did put together little slides that I thought I'd share with you. If you're here live, say hi. If you're catching the replay, let me know. Let me know if you can see and hear me as well. That's always a good thing to know when you're doing videos. All right, so we also have a little PDF that we put together with all these on it. If you want the cheat sheet, I'll let you know how you can get it at the end. It's just a little place you can go. So first things first, independent contractors or non-employee compensation, rent, those types of things, you're going to want to be doing your 1099. So let me know, have you started doing the new 1099s? The NEC, it started in 2020 and it's still true now. I do have a video on that, on what the difference is between the NEC for 1099s and the miscellaneous, and I will link the video up above or down below later so you can watch that. So these are the deadlines you need to know. If you're going to e-file your forms, there is, with Intuit, there is a cost. You just need to make sure you do it by January 27th so they have time to process it. Okay, so then get it to your contractors or whomever it's going to by January 31st. If you're going to mail the forms, like you're going to go to Office Depot or you're going to order them somewhere and then print them and put them in the mail, you just want to make sure you do a postmark by January 31st to both who's going to get it and to the IRS. Okay, let me know, have you started working on your 1099s or is this on your to-do list? The 1099 miscellaneous, we're talking the traditional miscellaneous form. Last year they switched and put just non-employee compensation on the NEC. So you're going to want to make sure these you have a little more time on. You want to make sure that you e-file these by the 29th so that they can be processed by the 31st if you're going to do it through Intuit. If you're going to mail it, you must mail it by the 28th so they have time to process it. My highest recommendation is just to get both the miscellaneous and the NEC done by the end of January, so you just have peace of mind that it's taken care of. Now we're going to talk about payroll deadlines, okay? So when we're talking independent contractors or people that you're doing work with, invoices, all of that, those are 1099s. If you're actually paying payroll taxes, those are W-2 employees, okay? So W-2s and W-3, which is the summary page that goes on the top, you're going to want to make sure you get those in the mail on the same date. So by January 27th. Just know Intuit won't make the availability to do your W-2s until January 13th. So if you go in there today and you're like, why is the forms not updated and why is it not working? Give until January 13th. Okay, so make sure if you're going to e-file them, you do it by the 27th. If you're going to put them in the mail, the same is true. You're going to want to make sure you get them in the mail by January 31st. All right. If you have any questions, let me know about that below. Now we're going to talk about our forms for payroll. So we have the 940 form. This is federal unemployment tax. You are going to want to make sure that you file it by January 31st. Unless you've already paid your deposits in, you have a little more time. You have till February 10th. So remember, federal unemployment tax, you only have to pay it once it reaches $500 or more. Like when you get $500, you need to make that payment. So some of you may or may not have prepaid it throughout the year. Best practice, just do it by the end of the month. You'll be good to go. Most likely, you'll want to pay that through the EFTPS website. Okay. 941 form. These are our quarterly forms. So the fourth quarter is due by the end of January. So typically you already have paid your taxes. I actually have a slide for those of you who are like, what is my deposit system, monthly deposit or quarterly? And we'll talk about that in a little bit. Individual state taxes, your payroll forms. I can't speak to every state. I'm just giving you the federal ones. I would recommend you check with your tax professional. Now in the state of California, which is where I live, we have the DE9, DE9C. Those are all due by January as well, at the end of January. Depositors. So this is actually, it's not necessarily the end of year deadline, but just informational purposes. I often get asked, like, when do I need a deposit by? So there's actually 3 different types of depositors typically, okay? You may fall into one of these. It depends on what's happened in your prior 12 months, and I have a little link here that you can look at it to see like which of the requirements you're in. It depends on how much payroll you have, okay? So there's monthly depositors. So that's where January, February, you're making deposits and you want to do it. So any payroll, let's do it this way. Any payroll that was done in December, you need to pay it by January, okay? And then the October, November, and December payments have been paid. Then we just file a quarterly report. So that 941 is just the quarter summary. But typically you've already paid your payments, okay, for monthly depositors. Semi-monthly depositors are going to be, it depends on the payroll period. So if your payroll period is on a Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, or Tuesday, you have to do it by Friday. If it's Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, you have to do it by Wednesday. If you do bookkeeping or you're new to payroll taxes, you're going to want to know this. If you've already been doing them, you're typically going to be just doing it based off what you've always done, okay? But I put them here just for the details. If you did like a year-end big bonus check, or you just have a larger company and you do more than $100,000 or more with your tax, you just need to make sure that you pay it by the next day. So these don't happen as often for smaller companies, but they can for like bonus time of year. I just put it together so you guys have deadlines because I've been getting asked this. So I figured why not put it together for you. Sales tax. So every state's going to be different. I'm going to give you an example of California. So you could be what's called a monthly depositor. So do the last day of the month typically, and you usually do your prepayments on the 24th. So like the form is due by the end of the month, but you usually do your prepayments before that. And they'll mail you the data. So when we're talking quarterlies, January to March is quarter 1. Okay? Whether you're talking 941 or sales tax, it's going to be due the next month. So an example, April 30th. April to June is the second quarter. It's usually due by the end of July. So you have till the next month to usually get your forms in. July to September, hopefully I said those dates right. April to June, due by July. July to September, due by October. October to December, due in January. Okay? So just this a little cheat sheet for you that you can go back to for any quarters that you're looking for. If you're an annual sales tax person, return, yours is always going to be due by January, the last day in January. Okay? There's a little, I'll put it in the PDF where you can click on it. There's those. Now, for those of you who do estimated taxes, so for the first payment is going to be due by April 15th. So one of the interesting things about the estimated payments or estimated tax payments is that they're not normal quarters. So it's the first payment is for January to March, paid by April. Second is April to May by June 15th, June 1st, August, September 15th, and September to December by the next year of the 18th. So one of the things to be considering is in 2021, if you didn't do your different estimated, check with your tax professional because you might need to do an estimated tax in January in the next few days. Now, this is something that's not really like a typical deadline that people talk about, but I wanted to share it with you. So California and most states have what they call a Secretary of State of information you need to file, whether you're an LLC or a corporation. This is just letting them know that you are doing business and you've updated the information. And in California, it's like a $25 fee to file it, but if you don't file it on time, there's a penalty. It's a pretty good size penalty. I think it's at least $250, if not more. So in California, I've given you the little where you can click on this link and it will tell you, depending on when you set up, I don't have it on my slides, but when you set up, you can click on this link and it'll tell you if you set up from this to this month, you need to do it by this 6 months after. So you can check with that link, but also check with whatever state you're in, because this is something that typically falls through the cracks for a new business. They don't realize that they have to file every year with the Secretary of State, depending on what state you're in. We did put together a PDF, so if you're like, can I just get a quick cheat sheet of all these? You can go to canduskampfer.com/2022, the year, and you just put in your information and we'll email it to you. I'll also include this video for you to watch when you go through it. Let me know if you have any questions about what I covered, if you're catching this or if you're catching the replay. On the dates, let me know. And then also, are your reports designed for you is what I'm kind of curious about. Like, how's your QuickBooks going? I know right now is a common time where people are like, I got to get my QuickBooks figured out, which I love to help you with. But I'm curious, can you make decisions with what your reports are telling you currently? And is this the year you're ready to really kind of like get it figured out? I'm hosting a special training, and that's actually what I'm going to be teaching, which is how to customize QuickBooks for your business. Often people they just get in, and you may have done this too. You get in and you just start entering in your transactions, and then you look at your reports and you're like, I have no idea what these are saying, or they're not really telling us how profitable we are, what we're happening on jobs, or if you have rentals, how profitable each rental is. So we're going to be covering on this workshop some of the things you need to know to start to understand your reports better and start customizing your QuickBooks. And I also share with you a key to showing up to your next tax appointment with confidence. You can save your seat. It's a free workshop at canduskampfer.com/workshop. Let me know if you are going to attend live. That's everything I have for today. Let me know, were any of those little tips and reminders something you had never, not something you thought about? Or are you good to go on your taxes? Do you have some to-dos on your to-do list? Let me know in the comments below. And if you are new around here, don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up on the video. Share it with anybody that you know needs help with their QuickBooks. And I look forward to seeing you inside of our next tip and trick. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.